What's up, guys? Beveragy here, and we have another custom Patreon request. This one's from Ashley. First and foremost, I want to thank you so much, Ashley, for supporting me, supporting the channel, and kind of keeping this thing moving. You are requesting me to check out Justin Timberlake and Shawn Mendes duet at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Now, Ashley, you have made my day. Because let me tell you, I am already such a huge fan of Shawn Mendes and everything that I've checked out from his self-titled album to the Wonder album to the live performances I've seen to the recent Christmas song that I saw him do with Camilla. I have been such a fan of everything I've seen from him. The documentary is on my Patreon. I don't think it's on the channel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because all the documentaries are on the Patreon. Because documentaries on YouTube are a complete headache. I did react to his In Wonder documentary on the Patreon, and then we are also going to do the concert that he put up on the Netflix as well on the Patreon. But I wanted to wait until I dived into his next album, which is coming up very soon. So there's a lot of like a ton more Shawn Mendes stuff coming up. But anyways, again, Ashley, point being, you made my day because not only are you giving me Shawn Mendes, you obviously have been paying attention to my backgrounds at times. I think when we had the old setup, I had the Justin Timberlake vinyl out there. And you obviously heard me a couple times when I mentioned that I'm a huge Justin Timberlake fan. I had no clue that these two were on stage together. They're performing What Goes Around Comes Around, which is one of my favorite Justin Timberlake songs ever, and Say Something, which is another one of my favorite Justin Timberlake songs ever, my favorite song off of Man of the Woods, his most recent album. So getting that long-ass intro out the way, I just want to jump into this because I'm super excited that you brought this to my attention. Let's just do it. Let's see how Shawn and Justin work together. I know that a lot of you told me, I heard some Justin kind of inspiration when I was listening to Shawn's album, his previous album, and that just makes me that much more excited to know that these guys actually collab together. Well, not really collab, but perform together. So yeah, let's see what we got.
No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a big fan of this young man. He's one of the coolest cats I've met. He's very talented, and he's about to bless you. Please welcome Shawn Mendes to the stage.
Oh yeah, it's so crazy because I grew up on JT, on Justin Timberlake, and honestly, he really took over the world in that like pop genre, that popular music genre. It was JT all over the place. Future Sex, Love Sounds, and Justified. You couldn't escape that era, whether you were a fan or not. He was on top. And he was pretty much around that age that Shawn is at now. I want to say that Justified came out when he was kind of around the age Shawn is now. So it just goes to show like how much more Shawn has to do in this business and in this industry, and how much more he has to bless us with. Which is kind of insane because he's already done so much. And I know he started off very young. I learned so much about him in that documentary that we watched together. And I'm so glad that I got to see it because I learned not just a lot about Shawn and his background with the music and professionally, but I learned a ton about Shawn the person. And he's just this incredibly gentle, delicate person who puts love first. And that's one thing that him and I have a strong relation to, and we have in common to the extreme degree. Love comes first always. There's not really anything that's more important in this world than that. This is so crazy. Two legends.
Shawn Mendes. If you know this one, sing it with us.
I want to hear Shawn on this so bad. Yes, one thing about Justin Timberlake that we forget is that because he's so incredibly popular, like he's kind of this polarizing figure. I mean, for me anyway, and for the era that I grew up in, that you almost forget how great a vocalist he is. I don't forget, but I feel like that kind of gets lost in the shuffle of how incredibly popular all his music was. Just can't seem to understand. Thought it was me and you, baby. Me and you until the end, but I guess I was wrong. I'm also pretty sure Justin's been working on music during quarantine, and I feel pretty confident because I know he was working with Timberlake. I feel pretty confident he's got something coming out in 2021. I have a really good feeling about it, and that makes me so excited. Tell me, is this fair? Is this the way it's really going down? Is this how we say goodbye? I should have known better when you came around, that you were gonna make me cry. It's breaking my heart to watch you run around, 'cause I know that you're living a lie. That's okay, baby, 'cause I'm tired.
Vegas, sing it.
All right, I'm ready for some Shawn. We're 2.5 minutes in. Give me some Shawn.
Take it away, Shawn.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I remember everything that you claimed. You said that you were moving on now. Maybe I should do the same. The funny thing about that is I was ready to give you my name. Thought it was me and you, babe.
You know what? I don't want to be the one to make physical and mental kind of observations because, only Shawn knows what he's thinking right now. But I do want to kind of take a guess right now that right here. Hold on.
That is, I was ready to give you my name.
Look at that little smile right there, that little smirk. I feel like Shawn in this moment is living a dream. I mean, it's his dream to obviously be he's living his dream on a day-to-day basis because we know how passionate he is about music and about performing and about making people happy as through his music and his art. But standing next to someone on stage singing the song of someone that you admired and looked up to and inspired you in this business and industry has got to be such an overwhelming feeling. And I know, and it's such a beautiful thing about Shawn. One of the biggest overall things I've gotten from him is that he just seems like such a humble person, such an incredibly humble, down-to-earth person who is just so relatable and doesn't crave the need to be bigger than the person next to him, or like one of us, really. And that I feel like you can see in his face right now because he's on stage with one of his musical heroes and inspirations, and you can see that he feels that moment. This is a huge deal, and he might even be nervous. I get that vibe, but yet at the same time he sounds incredible.
Thought it was me and you, baby, but now it's just all the shame, and I guess I was wrong.
Oh, he's getting comfortable now.
I'm just so sick about it, can't believe it's ending this way. So confused about it, feeling the blues about it. Just can't do it without you. Now tell me, is this
Go ahead, Shawn.
now tell better when you came around. You were gonna make me cry. Now you're breaking my heart to watch you walk around. But that's okay, baby, 'cause in time you'll find.
Shawn is so nervous. I think the lyric is breaking my heart to watch you run around. And I know he knows that.
But that's okay. Now you're breaking my heart to watch you walk around. But that's okay, baby.
He sounds so good though. Yeah.
Shawn Mendes, Las Vegas.
Just what a fucking beautiful person Shawn Mendes is. This was so awesome. I feel like I was just so proud of Shawn the whole time. And more than anything, I was so happy for him to have this moment. At the same time, I think Justin knows who he's with at the same time. You're with this up-and-coming legend himself. I mean, Shawn has been doing this for a while now. I know that at this time, this is a couple years ago, so he still had so much more he was accomplishing. I mean, look what he's done this year. Shawn killed it this year. I mean, Wonder is such an immaculate project, and it's just a project of love, which is what Shawn Mendes is. Thank you so much, Ashley, for this request. I thought Shawn sounded fucking fantastic. One thing about Shawn is that I reacted. One of the first videos I did on him was a cover he did live of "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," and it's one of my favorite songs to be covered, but it's also one of the harder songs I feel like to cover. And it was one of the best covers I ever heard. And I think in that moment is where I learned that Shawn can sing fucking anything. His voice is just so diverse, and it's just so incredible. It's incredible. And I think this just proved again that he's capable of singing anything. He can sing anyone's song and just make it sound incredible, whether he's going high into that falsetto or just hitting us with those nice tender notes. Either way, Shawn Mendes, you are a king. Justin Timberlake, you are a king. I'm so happy I got to watch this. Thank you again, Ashley. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Stop the clocks, it's amazing. You should see the way the light dances up your head.